To Aaron Rodgers' former team, the Packers, with Jordan Love heading into year 2 as their starting quarterback and awaiting a new deal after an excellent second half of last season. Specifically, Kevin actually caught up with head coach Matt LaFleur back in April, asked him how this year's version of the team will be different from 2023.
We had a really young team last year. I think we exceeded a lot of people's belief in what we could do. But, you know, I've been in this game for a long time now, and nothing's going to be given to you. So our guys are going to have to come back with the right mentality and just get to work. You know, get to work. How our ability to come together as a team is going to be critical, and making sure that our guys take that next step, each individual, so our collective group can be better.
Other than the fact that those chairs were very large that you were doing that interview in, what did you make of your time with LaFleur, Kevin?
Yeah, elephant in the room, the mustache and the dark facial hair was a mistake. And hand up, and I'm just trying to get better every single day on that.
As long as you admit it.
Yeah, no, and so for me, I think the biggest thing here, aside from Jordan Love, whose step up last year was incredible, it's the receiving core and the variety, almost like a basketball team, different guys doing different things. That's what stands out. Romeo Doubs, top 5 in contested catches last year. Christian Watson, deep threat, 16 average depth of target last year. Wicks, his outbreaking routes and how he allows Jordan Love to throw with anticipation. And Jaden Reed, a top 5 slot receiver as well. I think you're seeing so much variety. One of these guys is going to pop into a number 1 receiver. But right now, they've got a bunch of number 2 receivers that most teams would kill for.
Completely agree. And it's part of the challenge of facing this Packers offense is you never know in a given game who is going to get the most targets. As Kevin said, they all have very different skill sets. And I will say this, and I wasn't planning on saying it, but watching the Packers this offseason, Dontayvion Wicks, if I had to pick one of these guys who I think is going to really take a big leap forward this year and maybe emerge as a number 1 and really surprise people with how good he is, that guy has incredible route running ability at his size. He's got physicality. He's got hands. He can make difficult catches in traffic, and he can get yards after the catch. He is going to be something special. But the whole group is really talented.
I love that. Let's switch gears to the defense, Bill. What should we make of the changes they made this offseason? Because there were a lot of changes.
Yeah, the most interesting change to me is the one they made at defensive coordinator, because they're going pretty much in the opposite direction from the rest of the NFL. We've seen the NFL move to more 2 high safety shells. They want to take away those big plays, force everything underneath. Vic Fangio-style defenses have really just spread around the NFL the past couple years. They hired Jeff Hafley, the former head coach of Boston College, and when he was at BC, they ran single high defenses more than any other team in the country by a significant margin. And you saw the effect of this in how the Packers approached this offseason. They went out right at the beginning and signed Xavier McKinney to a massive deal. They went in the draft and drafted Javon Bullard in the second round, who played free safety at Georgia last year. They're going to be a single high defense in a league where pretty much the vast majority of teams are shifting to 2 high. So after years of kind of waiting for the Packers to break out, we're going to see if the defense does it in a very unique situation this year.
Yeah, Bill's absolutely right about the prevalence of split safety defenses in the NFL right now. But I will say this, of the top 3 single high, the defenses that used the most single high last year, 2 were the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns, who are amongst the best defenses in the entire NFL. Now, part of the reason they played so much single highs, they played a ton of man coverage because they are unbelievably talented and have super ferocious pass rushes. So I think the question that Hafley, the new defensive coordinator, has to answer or figure out very quickly, is his defense capable of playing that sort of man coverage? Might he have to play a little bit more quarters on early downs? He has to adjust his defense situationally as he gets a feel for the personnel at his disposal.
Congratulations to Bill Barnwell for watching Boston College football more than anybody else in the city of Boston.
Get it, Bill.
That's quite an accomplishment. For me, the youth of this team is going to be fascinating to watch because I believe teams don't age in years, they age in games. And we saw some scar tissue develop last year. They're still thinking about that game against San Francisco. They probably should have won. The athleticism, I think, on defense is going to be the key here. Can they develop a bunch of those Georgia guys who we know have raw athleticism, who've come in with a lot of expectations and haven't really popped in a way maybe we thought, and that's true for a lot of Georgia guys, by the way, in the NFL at this point. And so I'm intrigued to see it. I'm intrigued to see the new defense. I really do think this is probably the NFC North favorite. I think, us three talked on a show earlier this week about the NFC North. I think there's a scenario in which the Lions get better and the Packers still win the NFC North. It's going to be that competitive, and this Packers team is going to be that good.
You think about some of the guys they'll have to cover, Jefferson, Odunze. There are so many that are going to give all these defenses fits in that division.